Yes, so Saturday was Crystal Palace at home, first game of the 2021 Premiership season, and it was Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace nil. Now, did I enjoy the day? Absolutely brilliant. Did I think the performance was good? I did. What did I think of the opposition? Well, you can only beat what's in front of you. I thought they were hopeless. I will say now that if Palace don't sign four new players before the end of the transfer window, they are going down. They are going down. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is by having a bet on them if they don't get reinforcements before next week. But that said, you know, we were very, very good. We passed the ball round well a lot of the time, particularly for the first 20-25 minutes. Then we had a little bit of a lull, but they couldn't hurt us. They had nothing. I thought their best player actually was James McArthur, and that says everything about what you need to know about that team. Zaha looked so fed up there. He just wandered around looking sulky. Didn't really do a lot. He had one chance that was that Rudy come back and cleared. They had another shot that I can remember Mendy saving, but nothing of any sort of real threat. So yeah, we were a team that didn't have Kante, Havertz, obviously Lukaku's just signed. He was apparently isolating still. So Kante, Havertz, Lukaku, Chilwell. Um, I've got to be forgetting. Oh, Ziyech, obviously, because of his injury. My point being, it was not the strongest Chelsea side that we could put out. But them lads out there, they did a really, really good job. So I'm going to jump straight into the scores because the game was what it was. It wasn't. There's not much insight I can really offer. Chelsea, as Chelsea always do, played the ball pretty well first 20-25 minutes. Then they slacked off and slowed off a bit, and you get this passing backwards and sideways for no real reason. I mean, I can see normally, you do that in order to create space in between the lines so you can then pass it forward. But when you've got a team that don't look like they can be bothered really, still on the beach, I can't see the point. So we do that quite a bit. Second half, first 10-15 minutes, we start like a train again. Decent, quick tempo passing, and then it slows off. And Palace are so depleted, so downhearted by that time, they're never going to cause any major problem. I think their fans went wild once when they got a corner. That's how bad it was. So yeah, there we go. So Mendy, I'm going to give Mendy a 7. One poor clearance that didn't go to. I think it was Rudy. Could have been Marcus. But yeah, one poor clearance. One half decent save that you'd expect anyone to save, and a couple of balls taken in the air that were good. You might not expect Kepa to hold them, but you'd expect Mendy to hold them, and he did. So yeah, he gets a 7 from me. Then right wing back we had Dave. Aspie will get a 7 from me. I thought he had a decent game. It was one of them. You can play Aspie with lack of pace at right wing back for his experience against the Crystal Palaces of this world, but you can't against the Manchester Cities of this world. And this is why we've got a good squad, why I think we've got a great squad, and why I think we've got a great chance of actually winning the Premiership. Because injuries allowing, we've got that strength in depth now. So he done a decent enough job, and he gets a 7 from me. Just inside him, we get Trevor Chalobah. Now, you can't gauge someone over 4 or 5 games. You can't do it. You can't gauge someone on a Super Cup game where he made a couple of naive mistakes, but on the whole was really, really good. And on Saturday, I thought he was excellent. No naive mistakes, which we got to expect if we're going to give a lad of that experience and that age a run, but none on Saturday. And of course, his excellent defending was capped off with a goal. Was it 58th minute or something? I think it was. But I knew he was going to. The way I was literally right behind the goal, and the way he arched his body, got his body over the ball, and just flushed. That was a lovely, lovely finish. Timo Werner would have been proud of that. We'll get to Timo later. So, yeah, well done, Trevor Chalobah. I think if we stick with him, he's probably saved us 50 million quid at least. Who would you rather have? Arsenal's Ben White, who they're slagging off after one game. Oh, these supporters nowadays. Or Chalobah. You know, and the lad will make mistakes, but I tell you what, overall, I think if you stick with him, he's going to be a find. I didn't even notice him in the development squad that much, but like someone said to me down the pub afterwards, that's probably because he just does his job well, and that's a pretty good point, isn't it? You know. Then we had Christensen. Didn't really put a foot wrong all afternoon. Hasn't put a foot wrong for about 4 months. Mr. Inconsistent has suddenly become Mr. Consistent when he plays. So maybe a bit of maturity. I don't know. But yeah, he played well, and I didn't give Chalobah his score, did I? I'm going to give Trevor Chalobah a 9. Taking into consideration his experience, his age, his lack of first team opportunities, playing against a couple of big lumps, he done really, really well, and he just edges my man of the match. So there he goes, he's man of the match, Chalobah. And Christensen is going to get a 7.5 from me. Didn't put a foot wrong. Nothing outstanding, but nothing to worry about. Just done his job well, and that's all you want from your defenders. Reliability and consistency. Good in the air. He had everything. I think he's getting a little bit physically stronger, and it's starting to show. Rudy, yeah, same as you always get. Lots of good forward running into space, which helps open teams, particularly like Palace, who like to play this defensive block. When you've suddenly got a centre half running at you and no spare men, it's sensible, it's intelligent defensive play, and he's got everything in his game. I mean, this is the bloke that I said Chelsea should sell. Yeah, that's why I don't listen to anyone really, apart from the manager. You know, because we're all wrong, aren't we, from time to time? Sometimes, a lot of the time, sometimes not at all. It's just personal opinion, and that's why I always say I like your comments, I like to hear your views, and a lot of people did say to me, to be fair to you, and I tip the hat, mainly you're talking absolute horse manure. So Rudiger gets an 8 from me. He he was enthusiastic. He won balls in the air. He brought the ball out, as I say, on many occasions. Just good defending. Marcus Alonso could have easily got man of the match. This is another guy that I wanted rid of under Lampard. Get rid of him. Played against West Bromwich Albion. Worst defensive display I've ever seen from a left back, left wing back, whatever you want to call them. Defender. Worst display in my life. Didn't look bothered. Just total garbage. Saturday, excellent. Now, in the pub again after, I heard what I think, just my opinion, is one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever heard. Oh yeah, Alonso's miles better than Chilwell now. Okay, all right. We played Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace. Alonso is great when you're not under constant pressure. And I'll be fair to Alonso, there was a couple of defensive situations on Saturday that he did great in. He ran back with enthusiasm. This is what Tuchel's obviously instilled in him. He spotted the danger early and he got back. So, a tip of the hat to Marcus Alonso. You played really, really well. Better than Chilwell? Well, wait until we play Manchester City, Liverpool. Wait till we play teams where you've got to actually defend and get forward as well. And I just think that the same person in the same pub might be saying, well, yeah, we need to play Ben Chilwell all the time now, which we don't. But I don't really want to lose Alonso from the squad, I'll be honest, because of games like Saturday. I think all these guys that we've got, not all of them, not your Ross Barkleys, your Danny Drinkwaters and that, but a lot of these guys, you know, probably a 30-man squad, when you allow for injuries, it's probably about right if you want to win everything, which we do. Jorginho, you know how much I think of Jorginho. Not a lot in a Chelsea shirt. I think he's a great footballer. Slows the game down too much for my liking on occasions. I've said he had a great European Championships, and do you know what? Saturday I thought he was excellent. I thought he was excellent. Played the ball forward a fair bit. Not as much as I'd like, I ain't going to lie, but a lot more than he normally does. And he was instrumental to most things that were going on. Oh, did I give Alonso a score? I don't think I did. Well, Alonso's going to get an 8.5 from me. Jorginho's going to get an 8.5 as well. Alonso and Jorginho could both have got man of the match, but young Chalobah pipped them in my book. Let me know if you think different and why. Paul Jorginho was excellent, which was good because Kova, although over the course of the 90 minutes, a lot of his little runs, winning the ball back, was superb. For me, for the first sort of 10 minutes again, same as in the Super Cup, he gave the ball away too much. Which is fine because we were playing Crystal Palace, we didn't get punished. But some of the areas he loses the ball in, sort of 30 yards, 40 yards out from goal, are dangerous places to lose it. Also means your defence have got to regroup and cover for him, which they did. You can get away with it a bit more when the Golo's playing next to you, because he's always got his eye on the ball, literally. But not so much with Jorginho. But again, the defence did their work great, and which goes unnoticed a lot, Mason Mount was back covering a lot too when Kova lost it. So, do you know what I forget? I'm getting dementia, I'm sure I forget who I've scored. Well, if I hadn't scored Jorginho, he gets an 8.5. Kova gets a 7 from me. Because of the reasons I've given. Mason Mount, I thought was superb. Very understated. We didn't see him stealing the headlines, but you know what? Every time Kova lost it, Mount was back goal side of him, giving another man defence that they had to go by. And probably should have scored. Mason, he had a good opportunity. Maybe should have given the ball earlier on another opportunity, but I'm not being funny to Timo, but if you've got if your option is Timo, do you still pass it to him? You know, of course you do, but psychologically, when someone keeps missing, you've got to start thinking, do I wait a second and see if I can play Christian in, which is the dilemma he was in, and he chose that second option. So psychologically, you know. But yeah, Mason Mount gets an 8.5 from me. Did a lot of work that not a lot of people would have noticed. But thank you, Mason. You made it an easy afternoon, combined with Jorginho and a couple of the others. Pulisic, very energetic, very. He was a thorn in their side. He was a thorn in their side. He direct run at them. He yeah, he gives them things to think about. And when he's not got the ball, he's taking men with him. He is a very intelligent footballer. Pulisic, pleased he got a goal, which was a striker's goal, wasn't it? Just in there, right place, right time, following up on a course of events. And yeah, Pulisic was really really good too. He gets Pulisic gets an 8.5 from me as well. Now, my boy Timo. My boy Timo, I actually love as a person, and I actually like him as a footballer. He's always causing problems with his pace, but I just don't know. I've scratched my head. I thought Saturday might be the day. I put him in the Chelsea predictor. I thought Saturday's the day. That's Timo's day. He could have had a hat-trick. He could have had a hat-trick. But just poor, no confidence finishing. He's okay till he gets up to that 18-yard box. He had one chance there on Saturday. Now I'm a fat 58-year-old bloke who's had a hip operation. I played a reasonable standard of football, not a great standard of football. But you know what? Give me a ball just in front of me, and I mean, blimey, they'll probably catch me before I've hit it, but give me a ball and I'll get it on target probably 6 or 7 times out of 10. Might not go in, it might not be a worldie, it might not, the keeper might pick it up and think, Jesus, what, did the wind blow that? But I'll get it on target. I don't know what's wrong with Timo. I used to watch him in the Bundesliga. I think, what a striker. And I think the question's got to be asked, not now maybe, but after another, say, 5 games, is how much patience do you have? How much patience do you have? Now, it's a new season, so I'm not going to get on his back. I'm going to support him because he's got a lot in his game that's great. A lot in his game that's great. But so have our other players. Pulisic, for instance, would you play Werner instead of Pulisic? I did last season. Would I this season? Personally, no. I'm not manager of Chelsea though, so it don't matter one iota. But personally, no. Because Pulisic, he'll run directly, but he's also got more chance of scoring at the minute. Never seen at any level of football that I've played or watched a player lose their ability to shoot at goal like Timo Werner's. When I look back at some of the real disasters that we've signed, Robert Fleck, that's how far back I'm going. Not people like Alan Mays, could bless him. He never had the ability of some of these. But Robert Fleck scored a hatful for Norwich. Came here. Came to the bridge. Woeful. Chris Sutton. I was there at his debut. He tripped over twice, 1-on-1 with a keeper. For those of you that were there that day or two, you'll probably remember that. I never forgot it. And things didn't get much better. The guy always gave 100%. You can't boo players and be critical because, like Werner, some of these guys give 100%. They run their nuts off to try and give the supporters, value for money. But it just don't happen for some reason. I mean, Crespo, Shevchenko, they weren't great. Fernando Torres always be a legend with me because of the Barcelona goal, but he wasn't the Fernando Torres that was at Liverpool in the early days, was he? Some of these guys just struggle, and I don't know why. But I've never seen any of them struggle as much as Timo in front of goal. And I want it to change so much. I so much want him to be a success. He seems such a nice guy. He works so hard. Defensively, he puts a shift in. But, oh my God, the finishing is absolutely woeful. Werner gets a 6.5 from me because of that finishing. Anyway, sorry to drag on, but that's how I feel about things. So 63% possession, pretty decent, and 13 shots at goal, pretty decent too. Although I think it could probably have been more. But yeah, a good performance, a good start to the season. I was stuck at Liverpool Street last night, a Sunday night, listening to Tottenham. Oh my God. They're one of our main challengers now. They beat Man City. They're going to win the league, the European Cup. There ain't nothing they're not going to win. So this'll be interesting to see how some of their forecasters pan out over the year, won't it? But yeah, a good weekend. We've seen the dangers. If you don't defend against Manchester United and you don't compete in midfield for the whole game, you get stuffed. Man City need a finisher and a sort of frontal point to hit, which they'll probably get this week. I would imagine Harry Kane's going there. Don't get Harry Kane, I think they've got real problems. I really do. And Liverpool look decent as well, don't they? So Arsenal don't look decent. They are our bogey side. I'm a bit worried about next week, but I think Big Rom, who, you know, I'm not his biggest fan, but I think he's just going to bully them into submission. I think it's going to be like watching Mike Tyson fighting a flyweight, because they're all over the show. Until they sack that manager, they're going to stay all over the show. They have not got any quality. Not got the quality. You know, apart from Aubameyang and Tierney, who gets in to any other side in the top half of the Premiership? They sold their best goalkeeper. Yeah, so that's Arsenal. Anyway, I digress. Sorry, folks. I'm just excited that it's a new season, and I'm sure you are too. So it was lovely being back at the bridge on Saturday. It was a good atmosphere, and yeah, things are looking good, because with all them players missing that I named, the squad's looking great. Well done, Tuchel. He seems to be managing everything he touches is gold at the minute. And let's hope that when things do go wrong, which sometime during the season they will, you don't get the cabbages on his back straight away, because I think just like Frank had the year before, Tuchel's earned a little bit of trust. He's got a little bit of trust in the bank to draw on. So there we go. Right, let me know what you think. Let me know. Sorry this is late, but what a weekend. Got to get your priorities right, ain't you, when you're not a full-time YouTuber. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for those who are going to give me feedback. Even those that disagree with me or have got something negative to say, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Just want to get us talking. Okay, speak to you after the next game, and thanks for watching. Oh, please subscribe if you have watched and you're not subscribed yet. It helps everyone. Okay, thanks a lot. Up to Chelsea.